There we go. You're live. Welcome to LUG Con Star Wars Edition. I'm going to let the host take care of this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Daniel Stull. You might know me from such great podcasts as Shooting Womp Rats. And I am GMing my own adventure, A Night at the Opera. With me are my three wonderful players, Harris, Bunky, and William. Each of you hold a very special role in this adventure. Harris, as Locke, you are contracted to kill an Imperial governor. He's fallen afoul of the Hutts and has to die. William, as men, you work with the Rebel Alliance. And your job is to help foment unrest on this planet. Lastly, Bunky, you're Serenity. And you're a thief. World class. Well, some would say galaxy class. You're on this planet to steal data on cybernetic enhancements. All very simple, yet all with your own quirks. Now let me read my little speech. Yeah, I even have my own cheering section. No, don't lock up on me now. There it goes. Imagine for the moment the wonderful opening crawl of each Star Wars movie. It is a time of strife. The Empire tightens its grip on the planets of the galaxy, enacting strict laws that are enforced with heavy hands. Thankfully, you're not involved in this. You are members of a traveling opera company led by the charismatic Tuke Bastra. You're headed to the planet Lyanna 9 to perform for the Imperial governor. Your ship, you're traveling on a standard freighter. Cue the standard little orbit scene like most of the movies. Your freighter makes planetfall without any sort of problem. The usual jolts as you enter the atmosphere. You land in Imperial spaceport. Naturally, this place is bustling. Beings of all sorts are around. It lacks a lot of the luxuries that you're used to. This is a frontier colony from what Tuke has told you as you've traveled. And it shows. The people that you see, they're courteous, but they have a rugged, rough exterior. You get the feel that they're miners or very drugged down working class types. Uh, as you're getting off the ship, Tuke supervises the baggage. Tuke is a portly human male. He's late middle aged. He's portly. He's got short blonde hair that's slowly going white at the temples, and he's even got a youthful face, even in his late middle age. And he's got blue eyes. He's got a positive attitude that reflects his work as well as his personal life. You've gotten to know this guy over these few months that you've been together. He's been very supportive of you in everything that you've chosen to do as concerning your uh, performance with him. It, he's even let slip that he considers you family. That's, of course, after he's been in the Corellian whiskey. You reach the customs station, and customs is going over your baggage with sensors. This is an Imperial spaceport. What else do you expect? The customs officer is speaking with Tuke, and the body language shows that the customs officer is appearing to be from a point of superiority, and Tuke looks a little worried. What do you do? Ah, silence. The bane of every GM everywhere.
Well,
What do you
I
guys
try
do?
to listen. I'm gonna move forward so I can hear the conversation.
Okay. You start. You move in closer, and the conversation goes as follows. But officer, I don't carry weapons. This is nuts. What are you talking about? The customs officer replies. You have to be kidding me. Our sensors have detected unusual items in your luggage. These items have not been declared, and, well, I think a more thorough search is going to be necessary.
I try to
Bob?
jump in.
Go ahead.
Okay, I try to jump in and say, well, we are actually on a secret mission over here. You would not want to tamper with our items because we have the papers, and if you do not let us through, there will be major consequences to all of this, and I will talk to your superior. Did you not receive our report that we were supposed to arrive here and you were supposed to let us through in utmost secrecy? If you start making a big deal, that's not going to be good for either of us.
Do you intend to do this? That's very good, by the way. Do you intend to lean on him with some sort of persuasion, or maybe try to intimidate him?
Let's see. I do have things, put in acting and what was it? Well, it's mostly, I think, for the acting that I would go in for.
Okay.
To persuade with my acting.
Go ahead and roll.
So that would be a 3D plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
How do I roll that? Sorry, I'm. Like, I know I have to roll that, but.
Do you see the dice plus button at the bottom?
I'm in the dice roller. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Because I don't know
see
other.
one.
You don't see it either?
I don't see a D plus.
Oh boy. Let's see if I can do this real quick.
Am I supposed to be clicking a token, or is he supposed to be there anyway?
That's what I think. I'll just throw out a token for you guys. Oh, yuck. This is going to be nasty.
Commercial break.
Yes, commercial break, unfortunately.
Small little problems, no worries, no worries. I'll just keep on talking with the dude over there, like, yeah, if you want to come into the business, wink, wink, there's still spots left. I can see that you have the flair for this. You might be able to get really high up, make some money, bring some fame. Behind the curtains fame, it's going to be with the higher-ups, but still fame in our eyes, in our hearts.
Come on, this won't work. Of course, you don't hit me this at all.
The life of a spy undercover is the greatest.
I don't know why I've forgotten this all of a sudden. My brain has just exploded. Here it is. /roll 1d6 with an exclamation point plus your rest of your dice. The one that first one is your wild die, and that tells roll 20 wild die. So in the case of you rolling your acting, that would be.
I just got
Could
a
you
lot
type it into the chat box? Yeah, it might be better if you type it into the chat box,
Okay.
Daniel.
Got it.
Oh, there we go. It needs a space.
Yes.
I think maybe.
Well,
or
no,
did I roll a 1d6?
Let's see.
Could you just type into the Google Plus chat box so we can all
Yeah,
see
that
it?
could help.
Yes. Yes. Here we go. /roll 1d6 boing plus
Boing.
whatever.
Maybe it's space.
You have to make the sound effects.
Boing.
I have to keep it going somehow.
Oh, there's a plus.
Yes.
Let's see if this will work. So I write this.
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
No, 2d.
I still got a 5.
You forgot the 6 there.
6.
So try
What?
it one more time.
Oh, 2d6.
Right, 1d6.
Oh, because
then plus
usually it's
2d6.
a 2d over there. Yeah.
Right.
Also, actually, my acting, I forgot that. My acting is 4D, you said.
That's right, because it's a specialization.
4D. 6. Let's try this one more time. Oh, wait, I messed it up again. Okay, once more. Yay.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes.
You see that 1 right there at the beginning? There's your complication. What do we get?
Oh, no.
Oh, I get to add everything up normally. Dang. I have a random table I roll to see what kind of complication happens. So let's see.
Uh-oh.
It already
The
begins.
customs officer narrows his eyes at you.
Problem officer?
I'll have to check this out. Do you
Of
really
course,
want
take
me
your
to
time.
do that?
Take as long as you want.
Locke, you
Well-
realize more than likely that the sensors have picked up on the components of the blaster rifle, which you have hiding with the droid's spare parts.
We did say we were on secret mission. That would not be something that would be, out of this planet, out of this world for us secret agents.
Took is looking really worried now, especially when the customs officer doesn't really. He's not believing serenity. Let's just put it that way, folks.
Help me out, guys. Wait.
Does he seem to be waiting for something before he goes off to report it?
Yeah, he does. As a matter of fact, he is doing everything in his ability to. Give me a perception roll. I want to see if you really notice it.
Okay. So we're just
What is this
Makes
checkpoint? Is it, in what way is this checkpoint? What is it? Is it like a fence and like a gap, or is it how secure is it? Is what basically asking.
You're asking about the checkpoint itself?
Yeah.
The checkpoint is a simple sensor station. Basically looks like it's just to scan for weapons on you. Take your average airport, and you're seeing what you've got here. Now, normally you get something a lot more elaborate, but in the case of Lyanna, you're going to get the bare bones necessity, a simple walk-through scanner. Let's see what the roll comes back as. 21. 40 plus 1 perception. Do you have that? Wow, my brain is just fried all of a sudden. Come on.
My perception says 3D plus 1, so I'm guessing that's what I roll.
Yes, your perception is 4D. No, so I'll just take the 1 off. 21. Very good. From the body language plus the look in his eyes, you get the distinct feeling he's waiting on a bribe.
So I was just thinking.
Thought so.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Imperial bureaucracy.
Do we have any money?
I'm gonna step up and not knowing would 100 credits be considered a lot or a little or excessive for a bribe?
It would actually be a small bribe, yeah.
Small bribe. Well, no, I want to make sure they don't check this out, so I'm gonna slip him 150 credits. See, I don't think we have to report this just yet.
Ooh. Ooh. No, Harris, you do not. Give me a dexterity roll. Let's see if you manage to do it. One on the wall, one on the wall, one on the wall.
Discipline dex. Okay, 3d1.
Dexterity and bribery, what? What's he doing?
He is. He's slipping a bribe. He's trying to surreptitiously slip a bribe.
Okay, that didn't work.
Oh.
No, you forgot
Wait
the
a minute.
plus.
Oh, there.
Plus
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
It's one.
Oh, okay, that's why. I was like, oh,
That
that's
bad?
gonna hurt.
2 plus 1 is 1.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. 24. No ones.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. No one on the wild either. Oh, you got a 6 on the wild. That's good. Yeah, you slip it right into his hand. He looks down at it, looks up at you, quirks an eyebrow. Looks like he ponders it over, then pockets it. I don't think we'll have a problem. He goes and taps away on his data pad a few times. Enjoy your time.
While he does that, I pickpocket it from him. Damn it.
No, you didn't get it. You didn't get it quite right. Try again. Don't forget to add the 6 to the end.
The 6? Oh yeah, that's why. Again, I tried to pickpocket that bag. I am a thief.
Ooh.
I take back the money.
Let's see. You got 23.
23. No ones.
That's correct, Harris. 23. That's good. All right. You lift it right out of his pocket. How do you do it though? I want an exact description. He's just standing there tapping away on his data pad. Do you?
Well, he's probably turned away from us, looking at the, tapping on his pad and everything. And he did put it in the back of his pocket, so just silently sneaking closer to him and just with, like, pickpocketing it, like, okay. Put it back in my wallet. You guys didn't see anything.
Okay. You've got your 150 credits back.
You're welcome.
Took takes you aside as droids start toting the cargo. It's a good eye you've got there. He looks over at Min. Next time, let me handle it. Then he looks over at Serenity. Give him his money back.
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? Fine. There you go.
Okay, you start walking through the city, and Took gives you free reign. Rehearsal doesn't begin for another 4 hours. Curtain goes up at 6. I expect to see you at the theater at that time. The capital city is rustic. It's not as nice as you've been to before. The capital city is called Koresh. Some of the places you can visit, and droids are extolling what little tourist value there is. You hear of the place called the Broken Droid Cantina. Location places it in a seedier part of Koresh. There's the marketplace. It doesn't give you much in the way of a lot of expensive wares. You see you think of it more of as a company store than anything else, but you could probably find some nice things there maybe. Uh, there you can even get a tour of the mines if you wanted. It's about the only thing Lyanna is really good for is exporting. There's an Imperial, not barrack, but oh, the word it's gone from my head, my brain.
Base?
Not base, but
Station?
smaller. Garrison. There's a garrison. All it does is basically handle law keeping. And there you have it. So, if you care to visit any place,
Can I
do you
head
go
to the
together? Do you go by yourself?
Can I head to the theater?
The theater itself. Okay. The theater is not so much a theater as it's a repurposed, prefabricated dining hall. You are amazed at the level of not depravity, but more poverty, I guess you could say, or it would appear that there was no care placed into this. The stage is basically a set of risers that put you above the tables. You get the impression that more than likely it's just it normally is a place where the troops come to eat. The droids are already at work there. Once they deposited your cargo, they went over to start setting up the props.
It's a closed building. It's not open through.
No, it is not open by any means.
Are there windows? In the yeah, there are windows outside.
Yes, there are windows to outside.
Okay. Is there some sort of box office?
The front doors essentially are the box office. A small station has been set there. It consists of a table and a smiling woman.
Okay.
You're probably not going to make much money here.
Can I go talk to the old woman?
Okay. She greets you warmly.
I got trying to say, hey there. I was wondering if you could tell me whereabouts in the seating the governor will be sitting in. I'm quite excited to see such a celebrity. I just want to make sure I'm looking in the right place.
Well, from what we gather, I believe the governor will be sitting up front so he can get the best view.
Really? That's good to know. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And with that, I leave.
All right. Anybody else going to do any visiting?
You have to focus. What time is it right now? How much time do we have before? We have to be there by 6.
You have 6 hours until curtain goes
6
up.
hours. Okay.
You have 4 hours until rehearsal.
Well, what time's rehearsal? What time is it now?
Well, you've just gotten through town. I'd give you an hour. So there's 3, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have an hour. You have 3 hours left until rehearsal.
What time is it now?
An hour has passed. It's daytime still, afternoon.
I mean, how many hours until 6? That's when the show is.
6 hours
So
until
it's
curtain. An hour has passed. So you have 5 hours until the curtain goes up.
10 minutes.
With 3 songs this time.
I don't know that there's anything we have to do to prepare for.
This is a weird song that they put on here.
What's the what are the buildings like around? Is this a dining room, independent building, or is it attached to another building? Or is it part
You
of
get
another
a
building?
you've got a part you've got a small kitchen that goes off to the side of it. Imagine the building, if you would, just as a block, basically. The north side of the building has a kitchen that's attached to it.
Um,
Surroundings are you're basically surrounded by Imperial troops. This is on the just right there at the edge of the garrison. To the south, you'll have administrative housing. The east is the starport itself, and to the west of the mines.
are there any buildings that look easily accessible that are within, say, a 5-minute jog from the theatre that would give me a good vantage point through the window to the front seat?
Perception.
Okay, perception.
And while you're putting that together, Bunky, do you choose to do anything?
I think I will go to the market. Maybe do
Okay.
some looting again. I mean, I am a thief. The market is like the best point ever for looting stuff.
Let's see. The marketplace is shabby compared to other worlds you've been on.
Oh.
Now, that doesn't mean there aren't things to be found and things to be had and things to be sold. The majority of the items sold, imagine for you, if you will, for a moment, an open air marketplace with stalls, kind of like, I don't know if anybody are familiar with flea markets. That's what you're getting here. The majority of the things sold are mining supplies, picks, tools, that sort of thing. Things that put the miners and the workers into more debt to the company, which in turn feeds the empire. There are some luxury items. A dress shop and fashion shop stands out. Another one would be a well, they say it's odds and ends. You get the vibe that it's probably a black market pawn type of store. Sign on the door actually reads needful things.
Okay. Before I go in there, possibly, do I perceive anyone important walking around?
All right, you give me a perception roll. Harris, you find a building that you can get a shot through, but it's going to be ugly.
In what way?
It's going to leave you painfully open after the shot goes off. And it is inhabited.
Is it now?
I'm not even sure if I have.
Nope, forgot the D6.
Oh! It's always something. I'm like, why is it so low? Oh, there's a 1 in there.
Okay, 16. You see, looks like a guy in Imperial Army fatigues. A glance at the rank cylinder points him out to be a lieutenant. He's a little better off than these poor schlubs you see trudging from place to place. He's with a group of other Imperial Army troopers, and they're laughing, and it's possible he's a little inebriated.
Anything of value on him?
You know, I'm pretty sure he's got credits on him somewhere.
Okay,
After all, he's in town to spend money.
and probably he also has a badge or something. Do their badges have a photo ID on them?
Rank cylinders do not. The rank cylinders are how Imperial officers go from place to place. That's how they're identified. All the information comes off of the rank cylinder when it's plugged into a computer port.
Okay then. So I go close to him and say, "Hello, my dear. How are you? You seem to be having a lot of fun."
He leans back tipsily. The look in his eyes is more than just a little disconcerting. He may not have the most honorable of intentions. So, hi to you. I've never seen you around here before.
Well, I am not from here, but we can easily meet. And then I just give him a kiss on the cheek, and at the same time reach for his valuables and his badge.
Roll it. William, do you do anything?
I don't know that there's anything. Yeah, not really. I don't see what I would do.
You are visited as you are just wandering around. A small. At first, you think it's a kid, but it's actually a Shadrafan, a small rodent-like alien. He pulls on your shirt. He starts squeaking and chirping at you, and then finally you hear a droid voice speaking from his chest. Greetings. We know why you are here. We are ready and waiting for you. We will strike upon your signal. What would you like it to be?
Is this a creature that I've had contact with before? In my role as the infiltrator or conspirator? I mean, is this like a standard contact?
Yes, as a matter of fact, when your mission
Okay.
was given to you, you were told you'd be met. That exact phrase would be given, that they were ready and waiting.
Okay. Then I would I get, not knowing what the actual play is, I'd give somewhere near the, I guess, a dramatic portion of the play or the opera.
Okay.
Describe that scene and that line. Precisely this moment is when you need to strike.
We eagerly anticipate our freedom. Thank you for coming. He turns and immediately leaves. So, okay, 22. You reach in, you give him his peck on the cheek, to which the smell of alcohol is more than a little nauseating. You lift his money, or you were going for his cylinder, so you got it.
Cylinder,
Okay.
badge, and money.
Well, you got the cylinder, and that gives you his ID.
Okay.
Money, unfortunately, well, you didn't quite get that far.
Oh.
He sways back and leans forward closer. You want to go to my place?
No, but I would like to meet your fellow friends possibly at a later time. For now, I must go. My friends await me for a rehearsal. But I'll see you later.
You're gonna be in that show. I hear the governor's gonna be there. Ha! You wouldn't catch me dead at one of those things. And he goes on laughing with the others.
What were you saying about the governor?
He's gonna be at the show. This is all for him.
What's so important about him and the show and everything?
They set it all up. Big fan of this kind of acting nonsense. Give me holodramas any day over this stuff.
You do know that I want to meet this governor. Will he have friends with him, or do you think I can just have a chat?
Good luck with that. I don't have that kind of pull. I'm just a grunt.
Well, in any case, if you change your mind, we're going to be at the opera.
Looking forward to it. Maybe I'll be waiting for you afterward. And he starts ribbing his buddies, and they walk off.
On the vantage point, which I'm inspecting, is there anywhere that there would be to hide a bag?
Any way to what?
Hide a bag.
Hide it in it?
Hide a bag of equipment.
Oh, a bag. Yeah, easily. It looks like a warehouse. South.
What looks like a warehouse? No. On the vantage point, the building, the residential building.
Oh, the residential building to the south. Yeah, you can get to the top of that.
And is there anywhere on that building where I could hide a bag of equipment?
Give me a sneak roll and a hide roll. The sneak roll is to get to the top without being noticed. The hide roll is to put down your equipment.
Can I sneak with my dark cloak then?
Okay.
It's typing to roll a dice. Fiddly, man.
Yeah. How does that work?
Bunky, your comlink chirps.
And what?
Your comlink. They are communication devices. About the
Oh, okay.
size. It looks like a microphone for the most part. You answer, and a masked voice, obviously masked, sounds like a robot speaking, or maybe a droid. It says, the data is going to be on the governor. It's expected to be handed off during the show. And it ends.
Okay.
Good rolls for both. Yes, you make it up and you get your hide in.
Excellent. In which case I go back to the theatre, where I remain until the rehearsal.
William, Bunky, any other actions?
Just spend the time walking around the area, kind of learning the layout of the city.
Okay. It's a very small, dingy place. The glaring difference between the haves and the have-nots is just, from your point of view, is sickening. And of course, yet another reason why the Empire has to go down and this planet needs to be liberated. All right.
Okay.
The rest of your time passes. Rehearsal comes in. The minor actors are all streaming in. The droids have the whole scene set up. And the opera, from what you get from Took, is a dramatic retelling of one of the battles of the Great Hyperspace War. This is where the Jedi fought the Sith for essentially control of the galaxy. Yeah, that's what it all boils down to in Star Wars, folks. Jedi versus Sith. But it's got a love story mixed into it of a Jedi falling in love with one of the Sith and her efforts to try to turn the Sith. Now, Took claims it's historical. Nobody believes it. It's a grand affair. As a matter of fact, once the props are set into place, you've taken a nasty-looking stage and turned it into a broken battlefield. It looks simply amazing. The droids do a great job, and Took is pleased with himself about this. He's looking forward to impressing this governor. Naturally, he's got money on the line. Let's see how you guys do with your rehearsal. Now, Locke, you're not going to be doing anything on the stage itself. You stay behind the scenes, moving props, directing the droids, that kind of thing.
Am I the
However,
only non-droid stagehand?
yes, you are the only one.
Okay.
Men, you are given a secondary role. You're not the Sith himself. You're a Jedi that tries to dissuade the female lead from this obvious bad course of action. Lastly, Serenity, you have the female lead. You are the Jedi who's madly in love and has all the hopes in the world. Let me get acting roles from all three of you.
Acting roles, acting 4D.
Why do I need to roll an acting role? I'm acting.
Oh, very good. Bunky, your performance is excellent. You go through your lines. You go through your lines, your notes are on point, and Took is incredibly pleased with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I knew I did right by hiring you.
Since
Of course, I am only the best.
Go ahead, William.
I was just gonna ask, since I don't have the actual acting skill, what is it? Persuasion?
Yeah, it's persuasion.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Actually, it's knowledge, but it's neither here nor there. Hey, that's actually good. You hold your lines very well. You enunciate your songs correctly, and Took is happy with that. The Sith, on the other hand, he seems to falter a bit. He actually looks kind of sick. But they managed to get you. You get through the both of you get through your rehearsals. Locke, give me an acting roll.
But I'm not acting. I'm checking. I'm doing theatre and doing stagehand.
Your acting in this case is prop placement, timing.
The same skill then.
Yes.
Okay, done. How do I do pips?
What was that?
How do I do pips on the typing thing?
Oh, it's you just tack it on to the last d6. So it's looking at William's roll. He did 1d6 plus 4d6. You just do 1d6 plus 4d6 plus your pips.
So just +1.
Right.
It's just a 1d6?
Wow. Okay. You do your job. Took isn't very pleased with that performance, but he says it'll have to do. Now, don't screw this up for me, Locke. I've got a lot riding on this. Okay. The rehearsal ends.
Is there time between rehearsal and the actual curtain?
Yes. You have an hour to break and rest.
Right. Well, what I do in this hour is I program the droids to to completely be autonomous and do all the necessary stagehanding without me being there. Bearing in mind that my stagehand during the rehearsal was only average, thus the similarity where droids only need to do the same degree of care.
Very good. All right, let's see it. William, what do you do?
So do you say I should roll for that, or
Yes, go ahead and roll your programming.
what would that be under?
It's technical.
Cool.
Would I be able to get any information off of the badge that I have on me? Like, you know, if there was a website that I could, like, access with the badge?
You can plug it into a data. You can plug it into a data pad, and it gives you his credentials. So in
I need
short,
a data pad.
you would have his access to the Imperial network.
Yes, I would want that. Do I have a data pad?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I do that.
Computer programming. Harris, you think you've got it done. At least you hope it's done. And they seem to respond to the programming.
Bearing in mind, I don't need him to be perfect. Actually, perfect is a bad thing. I want him to be just below.
William, do you do anything in your last downtime?
With the message, I know I'm not privy to the message that Serenity got, but just to make sure I understand our plan, we're supposed to be getting the governor, but are we supposed to be intercepting the information that he has? Because my timing might be paramount at this point.
Her mission is to steal data off of him.
Okay.
Your mission is to lead a liberation.
Okay.
You're going to be leading the resistance on this planet. Okay.
Then,
as a matter of fact, the signal you told the Shattered fan was that the climactic scene of the opera is a lightsaber duel between the two leads. And during it, she gets struck down. And when you cry out at seeing her die is when they strike.
Okay. Sounds good enough. Yeah. Then I'm just going to spend my time relaxing and concentrating and focusing and trying to shake the nerves, all that kind of thing.
All right. The hour passes. The sun is finally going down in the evening. People start streaming into the locale, the theater.
Before that, though, did I manage to get anything with that roll? I guess that's the roll.
You get into the system. Now, what is it that you're looking for?
I am actually trying to get some information about the governor, I guess.
Governor? The governor's name is Zas Veltrin. He has been governor on this planet now for 5 years. Most of the information you're getting right now is publicly known. This is from public networks. What exactly are you trying to find out?
I am trying to find out who he is.
You get a picture.
To?
You get a picture of him. He is a middle-aged human male, black, very jet black hair. He's got brown eyes, very angular shape to his face, almost severe, as if he were constantly frowning. He's got a military build. As a matter of fact, he comes from military. He was a captain aboard an Imperial naval starship before he was promoted to governor. He's got a essentially flawless record, from Imperial standards, flawless.
I might want to go and check what he did in the Navy, if he has any odd links over there.
How deep are you trying to go? Are you
Dad!
trying to find skeletons in his closet?
Uh, So, to get it straight, like, the data that I have to get off of him, I have no idea what it is, right? Or, like,
Well,
how to get it.
You know that he's carrying it, that it'll be on a data pad,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's going to be handed off during your performance.
Mm-hmm. He will give it to someone.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, I try to search for any of like his dubious links or the who he has met with most often, maybe.
You are looking for essentially people that he's associated with, known associates, or political connections with the Empire itself, moths, nothing too high. He doesn't reach as far as Coruscant. But there are rumors, and you get this through the seedier side of the HoloNet connection, that he gained his position through bargaining with Hutts.
Bargaining with what? Sorry.
The Hutts.
Hutts.
The Hutts are a slug-like race. If you've ever seen Return of the Jedi, Jabba is a Hutt.
Okay.
They're notorious criminals. They span the galaxy with the Enterprise. He has essentially sold his career to them. But these are all rumor.
I see. Okay. I'll leave it up to the other guys for now.
Okay. Took calls out 5 minutes to showtime. Let's make this one a spectacular show.
Are people seated yet?
People have almost seated in. The place is getting full, and there is standing room only from the way it looks.
So the governor is
Do
seated.
we already see? Yeah. Do we already see him?
Yes. Complete with his bodyguard. 3 stormtroopers. Gleaming white armor. They stand to his side and one behind him.
Do we
How
see
long-
anyone that's looking at the governor?
He has an entourage with him. It looks like sycophants for the most part.
How long does the show last?
The show will be 2 hours in length.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Fatty guy. Do we see any Java guy around?
Any Hut?
No. Okay.
There is one character that stands out. He's not dressed like anybody there. He wears a simple brown tunic and brown pants. An odd blue stripe is up the side of them, though. Doesn't appear to be armed. He's a young man, I would say, human male in his late 20s. Red hair, blue eyes, baby face. But he's got the governor's attention, definitely. Another thing to note The audience is entirely human. There are no non-humans around. Yes, I will give you time updates.
Thanks.
So I guess showtime.
Okay. The sound system kicks in. Naturally, a droid with speakers diplomatically placed begins playing the opening scene. It's stirring. It gives the impression that it's a time long ago. And Took actually steps out onto the stage and describes the opening scene. It's a planet far out on the outer rim, and that this is a story of love, he says. A forbidden type of love. A story of hope. A story that ends how it ends. Listen, be amazed as we weave a tale that has spanned generations. He steps back off the stage, and the opening begins. Serenity, you're out on the stage. You're dressed in Jedi robes, carrying a prop lightsaber hangs from your belt. Give me an acting roll.
Oh yeah.
I leave the theatre through the back door and sneak up to my pre-prepared vantage point.
You reach the back door and are stopped.
By who?
The one thing you did not take into consideration: soldiers are all
Yeah,
around.
Don't prejudge me yet. I may have taken into consideration. I might have a plan.
20, very nice. You begin singing with all your heart, Bunky, and it's like magic. The people are rapt as they stare at you and listen to your voice. The governor has even stopped in the middle of a story and is just looking at you.
And I keep eye contact with him.
Okay, very good. You've definitely got his attention. Men, you slide into the stage. Your role is to step in and start telling her that she's taking a wrong path in this choice that she's made. Give me an acting roll.
Alright.
While he's doing that, can I roleplay what I'm doing?
Yes, go for it.
So they've stopped me now. So, hey, I'm trying to get through, guys. Why are you stopping me?
No one in or out. Not during
Yeah.
the show.
Excuse me. I work here. I'm the guy who does the droids backstage. I've forgotten some equipment. I need to get it right now, or this show is going to crash completely. Okay, so if you want to be the one responsible to explain to your governor why the show has stopped, then fine, be like that. If you want a show to go on, if you want to keep your jobs, you let me do my job. My job is to go get some equipment that I've left behind.
Persuasion or intimidation? Sounds like you're going persuasion. Roll it.
Does it? Persuasion. Is that perception or knowledge?
It is perception.
Perception.
Oh, by the way, men, your acting is great and on point. You make your timing right on mark. You come in, you give the emotional quality necessary. You're doing your best to try to convince Serenity's character to stop doing this, you're crazy, what does the Force tell you? And of course, the audience, of course, is caught up in this. 18 and...
But I love him.
And there it is, folks. I was waiting for this moment the whole night. Oh, crap, this guy's going to fall over like a...
I will not be following suit.
I
I will be singing like William Shatner.
He looks confused for a moment, looks over at the other trooper standing. You think this guy's really going to get us fired? The other guy looks back at him, shakes his head. I'm not willing to risk it. The governor's put too much into the show. Going through.
Thank you very much, I say very indignantly, and hurry on.
Okay. Act 1 closes. A massive battle happens at the end, and the Sith character is wounded. Act 2 opens. All right, now this is 30 minutes into the show. Act 2 opens with Serenity's character finding the Sith wounded and dying.
No,
Let's-
do not die.
Roll your acting. Let's see what you can do. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You won. Is that it?
Yes, I love ones. Ah. Oh, yes, even better.
You're rolling dice. Says, no. Not me.
You're singing. You go really well with it. I mean, you've got the Sith character, and his head is in your lap, and you're starting to express to him the feelings in your heart that you know that the Force has led you to this point, and you're going to use the Force to heal him and bring him back. And right as you lift up your voice to sing, you squeak out the nastiest high note you have ever let go in your whole time with Took. Took looks mortified in the front row near the governor. He puts his face in his hands. The governor frowns in confusion. The audience starts looking at one another.
Bring it back, recover, improvise, improvise!
And that's exactly the motion Took is making. He's giving you...
I cannot sing anymore. It is so painful.
To your utter bewilderment, you start hearing... Men, it's time for you to step back onto the scene.
Mhm.
You see Serenity's character holding this Sith, and you've just noticed the strangest thing you have ever experienced. People actually clapping for a messed up note. You draw your lightsaber, and you're going to go finish off this guy. Acting roll. Locke, you've made it to your location.
Okay,
It looks deserted.
I roll perception.
Okay. What are
To
you
make sure that
rolling
it
perception
It looks
for?
deserted.
It looks deserted. Roll perception. It's deserted.
Quiet. Too quiet.
I don't trust this.
All right, men, roll your acting, and then Locke, roll your... Whoa. There are not many lights on in the building. So more than likely, not everybody showed for the show. You are noticing patrols walking around, and off the corner of your eye, you see someone move. They're hiding in the corner of the building, it would appear. William, you make your time once again. You come up, your voice is rich, and you're expressing how the Sith has to die. End of story, no matter what she thinks or feels. And of course, the audience is not. It's not that they're not pleased with your performance; they're actually taking it in, and they're not liking your character because of it. He's not exactly the antagonist, but he's the bad best friend type thing going here, and they're not liking you for it, which is great because Took is he's beaming now. He's happy. He's glad to see this recovery.
When you say I saw someone, is this whilst I'm climbing the stairs of the building, or have I already reached my vantage point on the roof of the building and then I see someone?
This is outside. You're not inside yet.
Okay. So, sorry, where was he hiding? Or where did I think I see?
He is hiding in the corner of the building, looking like he's trying to avoid an Imperial patrol.
I ignore him and proceed to the roof.
So what is it that you're going to do, Harris?
I'm ignoring him and proceeding to the roof.
Okay. You get inside, and the halls are empty. Staircases are easy access. You make it to the roof with little problem whatsoever. The second act ends with the Sith being nursed back to health and almost killing Min's character as he escapes from the Jedi compound.
Oh.
And of course, at the end of the act, everybody's clapping their hands. It's almost they actually give you an ovation. They stand. The whole room is echoing with the sound of their clapping. It is truly an amazing thing. An intermission hits at the end of Act 2. 5 minutes, everybody starts milling around speaking. The governor whispers to Took, and Took signals Serenity forward.
Hello, my governor. Have you asked for me?
I just wanted to be the first to truly congratulate you on your performance thus far. I knew I was investing well when I asked Took to come to this planet, and he has so far lived up to my expectations. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, my governor.
He bends forward to take your hand. Do you let him?
Of course.
Okay. He takes it, brings the back of it to his lips. I am truly enraptured with your performance, and I only hope that the rest of this performance continues on this track. Thank you. He goes back to conversing with Took and the young man as well. The young man moves in closer to the governor. The bodyguards don't seem fazed by this. Perception. Lock. You're at the top of the building. You're assembling the rifle. Give me a blaster repair roll. I don't know if he has the skill. If not, it is technical. Let's make sure you can put this puppy together and get the job done. Men, you're resting, kicking back, relaxing.
Mhm.
You, out of the corner of your eye, you see movement at one of the windows to the north. It's just a face, human, dirty, looks like a child. Peeks in for a moment, puts its hands around its eyes, and then backs off. Oh,
Is there a
that's
way
awesome. Oh, go ahead, William.
Is there a way I can get to this window without being noticed? Or can go around back?
You can try to sneak your way through. Just move through the crowd. If you've ever noticed this person just making their way, take for example the Assassin's Creed games. Have you ever seen those in action? How the guy just moves his way through? You can do that. Roll your sneak. 4. You get the blaster rifle together. It is in its sniper configuration and is ready.
Okay.
Serenity, what's your perception roll?
Oh, perception.
14. The young man's hand is going for the governor's pocket.
I see where that is going. Either that or he's a thief. Does the governor notice?
He doesn't appear to.
Does he seem to be holding any kind of was it a pad or something that was supposed to have the information on it in his hands?
He's talking to Took. It's idle banter. His back, it appears, is deliberately turned.
I bump into the young man and see if anything falls out of his hand, possibly.
Okay. I'll let you choose. Pickpocket or dexterity.
Let's see, what's my dexterity?
13. Yeah, because all the conversation is going on, you make it to the window easily.
It's my pickpocket.
And try to see if the creature is still there.
It's not the Shadowfan. It's actually a human child. It's a little boy, about 10 years old. He smiles at you. A dirty face. A dirty soot-stained look on his face, and he waves, and he nods, and then turns and runs out into the street. Monkey, you bump him, almost knocking the both of you over. In the confusion, the data pad is in your hand. What do you do? Now you better and you're okay.
I push him upwards while with one hand I put it into a well-placed pocket that he cannot see, and then I say, "I'm sorry," and then I pat him like, "Are you okay? I'm sorry, I must have tripped over something."
Give me
my
a hide.
shoes. A hide.
You are attempting to hide the data pad on you.
Please.
Okay, Locke, you sight up through the scope. You get the data pad into a pouch on your costume.
Yes.
Locke, you're sighting up. The crowd is standing and chatting. 5 minutes is almost up, and a curtain call is called. The actors resume their places, Serenity and Min among them. You've got your shot at the governor here and now. He is seating himself, turning to say something to Took. You also spot, of course, the 3 stormtroopers, one behind, 2 or 1 on each side.
In which case, I take an aimed and deliberate shot through your sniper rifle at him.
Roll away.
This is 7 die, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The third act begins. Serenity's character begins chasing after the Sith she's fallen in love with. She goes so far as to risk her and Min's lives by going toward sneaking onto a Sith encampment to find him.
I must find him. I do not care anymore for the danger.
The beginning of the act passes. You're doing well. Both of you make your acting rolls.
Acting. I was born to act.
Apparently, yes. The rolls are going in your favor tonight.
Damn it, Daniel!
Just at that point.
Oh. You
What
reach
happens?
the point where you and Min enter the Sith encampment, and you trip over the edge of your robes, and you fall flat on your face. Min, you recovering, you go to grab her and lift her up, and you start to, continue on the roll as if nothing happened. Show the form and all that. At that moment, when you bend to grab her, a blaster bolt shatters one of the windows and hits the governor. Roll the damage, by the way.
Well, at least nothing actually happened. I didn't trip. It was normal.
You were overcome with sorrow.
Yes. Good roll. Plotting your deaths. This GM.
You notice, Harris, after you fire the shot, that unfortunately you didn't put that rifle together quite as well as you intended. The shot wasn't powerful enough. And it hits him in the right leg. He crumples over and falls onto his face from his chair. All Hades breaks out. The stormtroopers immediately shoulder weapons, or not shoulder weapons, but ready weapons, and start scanning the crowd. They look ready to start opening fire on everyone. The army troopers swarm in mass, cover the governor. And here's where it all starts up even worse. Other forces bust in through the doors, apparently mistaking the signal of the blaster shot for something else, and engage the Imperials. And this comes at a cost. Quite a few innocents are gunned down in the melee. This goes on for about 10 minutes. Finally,
Immediately after I've taken a shot, I immediately disassemble my rifle, put it into the bag, put my dark cloak, and start sneaking back downstairs.
sneak roll. Due to your location
Please
on the
make it.
Due to your location on the stage, Serenity and Min are spared the worst of it. The action is all out there on the floor.
Oh no, my beloved!
You're so panicked by the sudden fighting, you start singing. Yes, you use the confusion to your advantage, Locke, and you manage to make it back inside. Just in time to see members of the Resistance overpower the stormtroopers. They've got their weapons trained on the governor, who, in pain already, throws his hands up in surrender.
Where am I? Are people? Is anyone at all paying attention to me?
No, no one's paying attention to you at all. All the action is around the governor.
Do I have a clean? Eye line to the governor?
I'll tell you this: if you miss, you'll hit a Resistance member.
How far away am I?
20 feet.
Okay. With my, obviously, I haven't got my sniper attachment attached, nor would I need it. It's currently in a blaster configuration. I, as surreptitiously as I can, bring my blaster out, aim it at the chest area, or I mean the biggest, easiest area to hit, because I assume would be the chest of the governor, and fire.
Roll.
Don't hit Resistance members. Those poor guys.
Oh. Yes, sir. You hit. Roll your damage.
He's rolling more dice. Be wary.
This is never good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's good enough. The bolt takes him plain into the chest, and he just crumples. Hands still up in the air.
I immediately put the blaster back into the bag, and I hide the bag. See, I assume we can roll.
I'll let that happen.
Okay.
The Resistance members are stunned. One of them actually runs to Min and says, "Did you do this? We weren't supposed to kill him."
Did I see Locke do this?
I'll give you a perception roll to see if you did.
Telling on party members.
Oh, that would be fun. That'd actually lead to extra fun.
Wait, that should have been 3D. It should have been 3d6, sorry. They take away. Oh, well.
That'll work. You only saw that the blaster bolt came from in the back of the building.
This was not how it was supposed to happen, no. That was not even the right cue to bring you in. Someone else is involved in this, and I don't know who.
Right. He just shakes his head and what are we going to do now? They'll just send more. It'll be even worse on us. We hope to at least have him captured and use him for our bargaining chip. Took goes to you, rushes to you. Are you both all right? Are you hurt? It looks like he's taken a hit to the face. The right side is swollen. His eye is shut. But he seems more concerned about the two of you than he does himself.
No, we're fine.
He puts
We're fine.
He opens his mouth and it looks like he's wiggling one of his teeth. Oh, that was insane. Why do we ever have to be caught up in this war nonsense? Let's get our bags and get out of here. Hopefully we can make it before they shut down the starport. Yeah, no sleep tonight, except on ship.
I agree. That'd be the best thing. Get out of here before it gets even more difficult.
In closing, you reach the freighter, but not before the Resistance stops men. They ask him to stay. They're going to need his help. After all, it's time to drop the charade. You, of course, being the hero that you are, naturally accept. Locke is paid handsomely for his work. You sell the data for a nice profit as well, Serenity. And thus it ends with you moving on to the next planet. Congratulations, you made it through the adventure.
Woohoo! All of us died.
And I didn't have to sing.
So,
I wasn't
any
really trying.
Any comments? Any feedback? Did you enjoy yourselves?
Yeah, it's good. I do think though that some visuals might help sometimes, especially if we are separated.
I can agree with that. I'm gonna work that in more as time passes.
I've encountered, and I am myself a visual person, and I think the problem when you are a more visual person, that you kind of like miss a tiny bit of information, and then you're like, wait, what am I supposed to do again? But sometimes if you have like visual, then you are able to just look at and keep focusing. Like, okay, I'm adding information onto, that character. That's the one, or like, I don't know, something like that, or
maybe like a layout of the theater or the surrounding neighborhood.
Okay.
And sometimes what I noticed is that when you do have visuals, you include already like visual clues as to where to go and etc. Otherwise, well, sometimes like it gives the players clues as to where to go or what is available for them to work with.
Okay.
Yeah, I had problems knowing like, okay, what do I do now?
It's great, actually. I appreciate this feedback. It's important.
Yeah, no worries. I was actually just playing the other day, just yesterday, a game, and it's very different how I reacted to the first part, where Roll20 was not working, and then the second part where Roll20 was working finally, and we had the visuals already over there, and one of the other players was also agreeing that it's much easier with visuals. You get more into character as well.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really nice. Really great.
Yeah.
I think it's the most successful role-playing I've done. I mean, I can see on my other screen the map from last Saturday's game with the flames everywhere. I'm just sort of appreciating that my character was more successful in this adventure with this mission.
I do think your roleplay was great, actually. I was like, wow, he really knows what he's going for. Min, what was your experience?
I think pretty much like you, the visuals, having be like a floor plan of the theater would at least give an idea of where we could set up, kind of where the exits, that kind of thing. I'm the same way, trying to plan stuff out. That'd probably be the biggest visual, I think, for me. The rest, maybe just scenery or stuff, would be extra flair.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
that is it for tonight. I thank everybody for showing up, and if you ever get interested in the system any further, like I said, I run that podcast. You can find us on d6holocron.com/shooting-womp-rats, all one word.
I gotta
Thank you.
thank you very much for running it because it was a good introduction to the system because I've heard a lot about the D6 and just never had a chance to play it.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
That's me. I think she's sing us out.
Thank you, Trey, for recording things.
You're welcome. I'll go ahead and call it. Thank you guys so much. I was listening along, and it was a lot of fun. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.